Welcome back. A scaled-down Golden Globes took place this past weekend with no red carpet and no primetime telecast. Instead, winners were announced on Twitter. Yahoo Finance's own Canal has the details. And Allie, this was a major departure from what we've seen from previous Golden Globes. Break down for us what led to this virtual event and what you think this signals for the industry.
You're right, Emily. It was a very bizarre Golden Globes ceremony, if you could even call it that. Like you mentioned, no red carpet, no outside media, no live audience, no telecast, and all the winners were announced on Twitter, as you said. So it wasn't something that people really knew about. I talked to some of my friends that were like, wait, the Golden Globes was Sunday? Because it sort of came and went. Now, one of the reasons why this was not televised was because of the scandal that has clouded the Golden Globes over the past year. If you remember last year, the LA Times published a scathing expose against the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Those are members that vote for the annual Golden Globes every single year. And according to that report, there were allegations of self-dealing, bribes. The report also noted that out of the 87 members at the time, not one of them was Black. So following that, NBC, which had previously televised the ceremony, decided to pull out. They left the door open for 2023 if the HFPA had some structural changes. So the HFPA did respond rather quickly. They hired their first chief diversity officer. They created new rules that banned members from receiving gifts from studios, and they added 21 diverse members. Of that class, 29% identify as Black. However, a lot of people still think this was just too little, too late, and this controversy, coupled with the fact that we had the pandemic that has really caused a lot of these award shows to change their format, go virtual, it's leading to further questions about the format of the award show. Do we need a live ceremony? What does the future hold for this? And I did have a chance to speak with Comscore senior media analyst Paul DeGarabedian, and he told me that this might be a turning point for the industry when it comes to the genre of the award show and how potentially we need to rework it. If we look at the past few years, viewership has been on a steady decline. If we look at last year's Golden Globe telecast, only 6.9 million people tuned in. That's a 13-year low and a 63% drop compared to 2020's telecast. And it's really across the board. The Oscars has seen some steady declines as well. There also seems to be a disconnect between some of the titles that receive these big awards and the titles that do well in the block and in the box office. You know, Spider-Man No Way Home, that's not winning any Oscars, yet it is a blockbuster and has gotten so much money. So it's interesting to see sort of that tension there. Also, the fact that we're in this pandemic environment, award shows in the past, they were really a great marketing tool. Now people get that information through social media, the virtual water cooler. You don't really need these awards to market these films and shows anymore. So I think moving forward, is this the end of the award show? No, but it could be the end of the award show as we know it. And it could change the formatting. Potentially, we might not have a live ceremony for certain awards, but that's going to be something that we'll have to watch over the next year. But I do think that Hollywood is thinking about this very carefully, especially after the craziness of this past year and how the pandemic really upended a lot of industries. But I think in this case, it might not be the worst thing in the world. I think we need a refresh.